Why has Britney Spears vanished from social media yet again? Just days ago, her Instagram account, a direct line to her millions of fans, was suddenly deleted. This wasn't a quiet exit. It came after a storm of bizarre and cryptic posts that left everyone asking what is truly going on behind the scenes. The timing, however, is no coincidence. It aligns perfectly with the explosive release of her ex-husband Kevin Federline's tell-all memoir, a book filled with accusations so dark they threatened to shatter everything we thought we knew about the pop princess. And what he reveals is a story far more disturbing than any public breakdown. The final posts before her disappearance were a window into a troubled mind. In one now-deleted message, Britney reflected on a traumatic experience during her conservatorship, claiming that for 4 months, her body was 100% murdered and destroyed. She spoke of feeling like her wings were taken away and that brain damage happened to me a long time ago. Then came a strange video of her dancing in a schoolgirl outfit, with a rambling caption about her sons, Sean and Jaden, knowing her as Saint Mother Teresa. She even addressed photos of her wearing bandages, blaming a simple fall down the stairs. But as these cryptic messages flooded the internet, the real reason for her turmoil was hitting bookshelves everywhere. Kevin Federline's memoir, You Thought You Knew, has landed like a bombshell, and Britney's response has been swift and pained. She publicly slammed what she called the constant gaslighting from her ex-husband, calling his claims extremely hurtful and exhausting. She insists she has always pleaded and screamed for a life with her boys, but that her relationship with them is complex. But Kevin's book paints a very different and much darker picture of their life together, starting from the very first night they met. He recalls their encounter at a Hollywood nightclub in 2004, admitting with shocking honesty that in his 25-year-old mind, he was just thinking about smashing that. What followed was a whirlwind of passion, with the two holing up in her private bungalow for days. It was an intense physical connection, but it was a romance born from a deeply messy situation. The chaos of their relationship began before it even officially started. As paparazzi photos of him and Britney on a beach surfaced, Kevin's then-girlfriend, Shar Jackson, who was pregnant with their second child, was left to discover the truth on her own. Kevin admits in his book that he should have been more upfront, that he let things unravel instead of facing them head-on. He recalls the heartbreaking phone call where he finally told Shar about Britney, hearing the pain in her voice. He had left his pregnant partner for the biggest pop star in the world, and that chaotic beginning would set the stage for an even more turbulent marriage. The red flags, according to Kevin, appeared almost immediately. While he was on the European leg of Britney's 2004 Onyx tour, already catching real feelings, he claims he experienced a shocking betrayal. He wrote that he walked in on Britney and one of her female dancers in a hotel room in Amsterdam. He described the scene in graphic detail, saying, "They were king going at it, full on making out." He alleges he was so stunned he immediately tried to book a flight home, but Britney apologized, claiming she didn't realize how serious he was about their relationship. He calls it a turning point, the moment she realized he wasn't just there for the fame. But even as they moved past it, another man's shadow reportedly loomed over their relationship. That shadow belonged to Justin Timberlake. According to Kevin's memoir, it was actually Britney who first brought up the idea of marriage while on a flight, a proposal he says he initially laughed off and rejected. He claims it was only after she suffered a knee injury that he reconsidered and proposed to her. But in a truly stunning revelation, Kevin alleges that on the night before their wedding, he found Britney crying after a phone call. She admitted she had been talking to Justin, claiming she needed to call him to end one chapter of her life before starting a new one. Kevin writes that he believes Britney never truly got over her 2002 breakup with the NSYNC star, stating Justin's name came up enough that he felt she was always hanging on to someone else. As their marriage continued, and their sons Sean Preston and Jaden James were born, the relationship allegedly began to crumble under the weight of explosive arguments. In one of the book's most damaging claims, Kevin accuses Britney of getting physical with him. He writes that during an argument over his marijuana use, Britney came storming into the bedroom holding Preston and just ripped into me. Then she slapped me, right in the face, with our son in her arms. He claims that this was the first time things got physical, and terrifyingly adds, "It wouldn't be the last." The end of their marriage was just as dramatic. He says he was in Canada promoting his album when a producer ambushed him, right before going on live television, with the news that Britney had filed for divorce. He was humiliated and blindsided, but the accusations were about to get far darker and far more personal. The memoir delves deep into the period of Britney's infamous public breakdown, offering a disturbing inside perspective. On the day she shaved her head, Kevin alleges she first showed up at his house, shouting a bunch of things that didn't make sense. He claims he had to stop her from seeing their children because he didn't want to scare them. But his most shocking claims are centered on her alleged behavior towards their sons. He accuses her of blatant favoritism, saying it was obvious she favored their younger son Jaden, leaving Preston feeling neglected. He recounts stories allegedly told to him by his sons that paint a chilling picture. Tales of Britney forcing an uncomfortable Preston to bathe with her, bleaching their hair so badly their scalps were burned, and taking Jaden to ride horses despite knowing he had a severe allergy. The allegations from the boys, as told by Kevin, escalate to a truly horrifying level. He writes that Preston once told him that Britney had punched him in the face. He describes an incident where she allegedly bulldozed her way into his home with one boob hanging out of a ripped shirt, trying to put a diaper on a long-since potty-trained Jaden. He shares that the boys began secretly recording incidents on their phones, including one video of Britney allegedly berating Preston, and another of her waking Jaden up in the middle of the night, just to put lotion on his face. And what Kevin claims happened next is the most chilling story of all. He writes that the boys told him they once woke up to find Britney standing silently in their doorway, watching them sleep holding a knife. According to Kevin, these unsettling visits became too much for the boys to handle. He wrote, "Every visit seemed to end with her yelling about something, and that his sons were emotionally drained. Eventually, they allegedly came to him and said, 'We're done. We're not going back.' The visits became less frequent, and then, he says, they stopped altogether." Today, Kevin shares that his sons, now young men, have matured and gained a clearer perspective on their mother and her challenges, learning to protect themselves emotionally. Preston remains in Hawaii while Jaden has moved to Los Angeles to pursue music. It's a somber end to a story of a family torn apart. Britney Spears' life has been a public spectacle of tragedy and triumph, but these new explosive claims from the father of her children cast the darkest shadow yet. Her sudden disappearance from Instagram in the wake of this book's release feels less like a choice and more like a retreat. We are left with a heartbreaking puzzle. Are these the desperate, hurtful lies of an ex-husband, as Britney claims? Or is this a terrifying glimpse into the reality of a woman still fighting unimaginable demons and the children caught in the crossfire? The truth remains hidden behind a deleted profile and the pages of a bombshell book, leaving us all to wonder what is really going on with Britney Spears. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more breaking celebrity news.